How sweet to be an idiot.
Alright, first and fucking foremost, go to iTunes and search the Brilliant Idiots podcast.
Yep.
And subscribe. See, I've already started off pronouncing words wrong. Subscribe and rank. You know, last week I think we got up to number 2.
We did. That was crazy. Thank you for that, actually.
Thank who?
Thank everyone. Thanking the people
Yeah,
that are
thank the
listening.
people for listening. Yeah,
Because we got up to number 2 on the comedy
On the
charts,
comedy.
and we only had 4 episodes out, so that was crazy.
Yeah, and I think as of right now we're number 5
Are we 5?
or 5.
Oh, that's disappointing.
No, it's not. Come on, it's still top 5.
Yeah, but we were not. You know what it is? I think other people put their weekly episodes out, and I think
Yeah,
we're late on
they
it.
did, because when I went to click on a couple of them, it said new episodes, absolutely. And it says Charlamagne and Andrew Schulz. So you happy that you got credit?
Oh yeah, we got the credit is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I don't like. Oh, Melyssa Ford's here. I should have introduced.
Machine Gun Melly,
Hey.
the legend.
Oh,
In the building.
I like that.
You've seen her recently on Blood, Sweat, and Heels.
Yeah.
On Bravo.
Yeah. If you weren't watching, you're whack.
How was that experience for you?
It was invasive.
Invasive?
Yeah. You know I like to pull out the dictionary. I have nothing else to pull out.
No.
Here's a question. How annoying is it for you when people are surprised by your intellect?
Oh.
When people become aware.
Like
that you're
when people
intellectual.
we go, wow, you're really smart, as if you shouldn't be. Because I'm sure you get this all the time. Wow, you know big words. How can a girl with pretty face know big words?
Yeah.
This is great. But your face is pretty and you say big words. That's so weird.
I've gotten used to it. I feel like a walking parody a lot of the time. I feel like I'm this,
like Little John was on Chappelle's show.
Yeah.
He used to be all wild. You thought he was wild, and he used to
Yeah.
have an intellectual conversation.
But I feel like I am a parody simply because of the way that I'm shaped. Like, for a good example, I was in Providence, Rhode Island a couple of years ago at a charity event. It was cool. It was cool for the day.
It's a day trip.
It was a day trip. So it was a wine tasting and a cocktail, and a dinner and cocktail hour, whatever. Charity, whatever. And I'm dressed, I'm in a cute dress and whatnot, and these 2 guys that look like they were Night of the Roxbury rejects come over to me, and they're like, "You're a basketball wife." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Yes, you are." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Well, then you're a real housewife of something." I was just like, what the fuck? I was just like, simply because I'm standing here, I'm short with a voluptuous body, like that's what I am. That's what I am because that's the image that you've kind of.
Were they white?
Yeah, Night of the Roxbury rejects.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
they were insistent that that's what I was and that's what I did. I was just like, oh,
so
for
what'd you
crying
tell
out loud. I said, all right, fine, I am. Okay, I am. I'm exactly what you fucking think. Go away now.
Now, you could have been. I'm sure you've been approached by athletes. Here's a question. No, here's a question. And I've had this theory about women. The more successful a woman gets, the harder dating becomes.
Oh, yeah. This one, I'm constantly crying. I will probably be crying on that shoulder and fucking up that T-shirt like I fucked up about 20 or 30
It's
of
okay,
them.
Target will get his back.
All
This is definitely a Target T-shirt. I want y'all to be very aware that this is a Target T-shirt.
It really is.
Yes, I love Target T-shirts.
all I do, I've made his ears bleed from my dating woes. Yes.
So here's my theory on it, right? And you correct me if I'm wrong. Is that, I would imagine a girl in entertainment, or any girl, wants to kind of date up. Not in terms of
That's
finances.
exactly what it is.
But it's like, I want to date.
You want to date something that's your equal.
Oh, at least you're equal.
At least you're equal.
Or higher. Or maybe more successful, or whatever it is, right? Not necessarily you have to, but maybe that's what you're more attracted to. You see somebody with ambition, and that person is at
You're
a
going to
stage.
recognize that in yourself.
Of course, right?
You know?
So not even like a money thing, like I care about money, but just like, wow, that guy's really great, and I want to...
Somebody who's not going to be paying attention to every single motherfucking thing I do all
'cause they're
goddamn
busy.
day.
They got shit.
Because if you ain't got nothing to do, if you ain't got no job, and you smoking on the corner with Craig, then all you're going to do is pay attention to what the fuck I'm doing all day and nitpicking and saying, well, if you were a real woman,
Then
you'd
you
be
would've
doing
did
hits
that.
and you'd be doing
Gotcha.
that, and I will cut your fucking dick off.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone with all that shit.
On the flip side, though, you got certain girls who like that. especially girls that are in certain positions, they like those guys because they feel like they can mold them or they can change them.
It's constant reassurance.
It's constant reassurance that he ain't gonna cheat on me.
He loves me.
I'm the best. The best he can do.
But
sorry, no. A constant complainer, that motherfucker's cheating.
okay, fair.
complainer.
A constant complainer,
possible.
he's gonna cheat, and then he's gonna,
Explain this to me. Make me aware.
A constant complainer is going to cheat. Because he's starting off with a high level of insecurity. He's going to cheat,
Oh,
and then
gotcha.
he's going to justify it that you weren't fucking home taking care of his ass.
Gotcha.
All that shit can miss me.
So get
Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. Got sweat stains in it. Gave it the fuck to Goodwill.
Okay, good for you. You just gave a sweat stained T-shirt
I
to
sure
some poor
did.
kid.
His name was Alan.
Alan's sweaty cum stained T-shirt to some poor kid
Where
in
did
the
the cum
project.
stains come from?
Because he was fucking a girl. That's what she was just saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cheating.
gotcha.
All right. So here's the thing. So you're gonna date someone on your equal level or above, right? So now you're in entertainment. So you're dating guys that are in different facets of entertainment, maybe in different facets of banking, music, athletics, but people who are successful in it, have some real stature, right? I'm not saying you are, but a lot of girls might be. Now, if you're a girl, that's got to be tough because every guy that you date.
The same girl. A bunch of girls have the same idea about him.
Not
There's
even
nothing
that.
wrong with that.
Not even that. Is every guy that you date that's at that level, if he's single, has to have 3 or 4 girls he's already.
Yeah, that's
fucking.
what I mean. Is that that's what I mean. Is that every girl look? If you look at him and you say, "Oh yeah, he's a prize because he's got this."
Other
this,
girls
this,
are gonna say.
There's about 30, 40, 50 chicks thinking the exact same thing.
And he's probably fucking 3 or 4 of them.
Yes.
So now
Absolutely.
when you date him for the first month, as a successful woman like yourself, you just gotta stomach the fact that his balls are light because he fucked somebody the night before.
His balls are light.
But do you know what I mean? Like,
and what if he's a great guy, but as soon as you become aware that he's fucking all these other chicks, you don't want nothing to do with him.
But that's not true. You have to stomach it as a woman in your position. You have to stomach, okay, I understand he's successful and we're not boyfriend and girlfriend yet, so I can't put limitations on him. You know what I mean? But so you just got to deal with that shit. That's got to be I could never deal
know
with
how I
that.
tell
But it works vice versa too.
I was
You
about
act
to
like
say,
girls are doing that.
But I would never. I honestly feel, and I can't speak for you, but I honestly feel like women don't want 3 or 4 dudes that they're fucking.
They don't. No,
I just don't
At
feel
least
that way.
2.
No,
I don't think they even want. I think
Yes,
they
they
want
do.
1. And if they have 2, they're not happy with
An
either.
OG, I always tell you this, man. It was an OG chick told me that every woman got 2 men, 1 for money and 1 for dick.
I don't believe that,
I believe that.
and I don't believe she wants that. But let's ask a woman.
I think that she's brilliant. I do. And I think that you're absolutely right as well. For the most part, a woman has to have gone through so much bullshit that she becomes that woman. You know?
That's true.
Just because
This woman was married before, and she
Yeah.
said you married 1 time for love.
Yeah.
She said the second time is for business,
Yeah.
which is the money, and then you go get you some young dick on the side.
Yeah.
That so she's went through so much
She's-
fucked up shit. She
yeah.
said it's not possible to
It's-
have everything I want.
Yes.
I'm gonna have.
Yes. But prior to becoming that woman,
Yeah.
we still believe in the fucking fairy tales that we were force-fed as children, and we want Prince Charming, and we believe that Prince Charming is going to come along with a big bank account and a bigger dick. Yes, and he's just going to love me and me alone. The sun is going to rise and set on the crack of my ass. That's what we believe. No.
What's wrong with just average shit, though? Like, why a guy can't just have an average job, an average penis size?
I just got done dating average.
And
Well, not average
Done.
dick.
You said done. Why is it over?
Because he's a fucking idiot.
Why?
Because he likes to play too many games, because he's insecure, and because he's obsessed with social media.
Is he further than you in his career?
No.
See, that's the thing. You can't date. That's another thing.
I dated down.
Dating down for a woman is also hard because we're already insecure because you're hotter than us, and you could get fucked by just walking down the street, right? Just walking outside, and you're not even in entertainment. You could get fucked by just walking outside, right?
Yeah.
So now we got to deal with that. Add on to the fact that the people trying to fuck are verified on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like,
That check
verified
mark is
pussy.
everything, boo.
those checks.
That verified vagina? Shit.
The checks are hitting you up like, yo, what you doing? The check.
I wouldn't even think of putting my dick in an unverified uterus.
Say what?
I wouldn't even think of putting my dick in an unverified uterus.
You're a liar.
Yeah,
You're
I'm definitely
a
lying.
liar.
I'm definitely lying. When do you become aware of that, though?
What?
When do you become aware of the fact that you don't want to settle for just average?
I mean, I'm not your average bear, and you know that.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't really look at...
Without the fame or without being Melyssa Ford, you're not the average bear, though. Just because you're like...
That's what I mean. Like, the way that I think about things, you know, like when I'm thinking about this guy, I'm not thinking that I'm dating down. I'm thinking that I like you. I like you. We have great chemistry. You make me laugh, which is really, really important. So if you know, professionally, I'm on a higher plane than you are, I don't give a shit, and I'm not going to make you eat shit for it.
I don't believe that. You make it seem so easy to get Melyssa Ford type pussy. I don't believe it's that easy to get Melyssa Ford type pussy.
Sell the dream.
Sell the dream.
I'm not saying that every guy in his position could get in the door. That's definitely not what I'm saying. Okay. But what I'm saying is he got in the door, and it had nothing to do with his bank account or lack thereof, or his status or lack thereof. It didn't factor in.
This is your Canadianness, I just want to say.
I'm
being dead. My girl's Canadian.
Yeah.
She's from Montreal, but you guys are good people. Like, no, I really believe...
Schulz is a hardcore New Yorker.
No, you are good.
He doesn't understand just regular nice people. Some people are just human. We're nice.
But Canadians, we have a reputation for being really, really nice.
Not even nice. Like, you guys get it as if it's not genuine. I for real think that you're good people. Like, you ingrain that shit. So since you're a kid, it's ingrained in you guys. Hey, you're not gonna date a guy because he's rich. You're gonna date a guy because he's a good person. So I feel like you meet a guy and you're like, you know what? This guy's a good person. I vibe with this guy, but that doesn't mean he could date your life.
Yeah, but
dating somebody is different than dating
their life.
And your life is complicated. Your life is complicated. My life is complicated.
Well, this is what I feel like the average set of Canadian parents does, is they really cultivate an individual. Like they grow a human being. Like they cultivate our qualities so that we're pretty much whole. We're whole human beings. We're not fractured motherfuckers looking for somebody to fill the void and stuff like that. So we're not looking to date your life. We're not looking for your identity to somehow, you know, kind of supplement what's missing from me. No, I'm me all by my damn self. You know, you're you, and if we match up and our chemistry is there, then hey, we'll make a go of it. If not, but I'm not trying to make myself bigger than what I am, latching on to your identity. And I think a lot of women make that mistake. Like, their validity is ensconced within this. Whether this finger's naked or there's a fucking ring on it. Man, that shit can miss me. Did you just burp?
That's Schultz's brother Greg.
That's my little brother Greg. Did you?
That was cute.
He's a kid. He's gonna burp. He's gonna fart.
I just love that. I was like,
for anybody who's listening, my brother's does a filming of the podcast, so I think he just let one rip. He also didn't bring underwear, so his pubic hair is just hanging out of his sweatpants.
Why is he dressed like Michael Phelps today?
I've been trying to keep a straight face. No, I'm kidding.
Schulz brings up a great point though, because Schulz said that, you know, people, they're not dating you, they date your life. So you might be dating down, you get with these regular guys.
Oh, they're dating my fucking life.
But I don't think they become aware of what your life is until they actually start dating you.
And then it gets crazy.
Yeah, because they're checking your mentions on Twitter. They're seeing other guys say they want to bang you. They're probably wondering where you're at. Why was you taking a picture with this person?
They get drunk and say that they're a fan. And I'm like, oh,
I don't understand.
They say that they're a fan? Like, what does that mean?
They say
What if you caught your man jerking off to a poster of you? That would be so, like, you just busted in.
That's not awkward.
But be honest,
that would be weird. Like, my instant reaction would be like,
exactly. That's not awkward. Because as a man,
then I'd be like, oh, here, use this. And I'd give him like something like Rosa Acosta or like Vita Guerra or something like that. Like, she's hot. Here, look at her.
Think about that. Imagine jerking off. Imagine having a poster of a girl and then jerking off to her and then she knowing that you can have sex with her later.
I mean, maybe there's something cool to that. Or actually having her recreate the poster. Be like, no,
I'm big into role playing.
But role playing as you?
Really?
No.
Be yourself 10 years ago.
Yeah, no. I'm big into role playing.
What's your favorite character?
Stripper, because I've never been one. So yeah, but what girl doesn't visualize? Every time a Beyonce song comes on, "Drunk in Love," fucking every girl turns into a stripper, whether or not she's hugged a pole.
This is the most hypocritical thing about women. They hate the shit they love.
But you are so true. You are so right.
They hate the shit they love. Every girl hates on strippers. But the second there's a stripping pole anywhere, let there be a red light and there's at least one drunk girl hanging off.
What's the difference between a hobby and a career? If I'm doing this as a hobby just because I'm playing around and I'm joking and it's clear we're joking, cool. But I'm not going to the strip club at night and making this a fucking career. I'm not trying to live off.
Agreed.
I don't. I think that there's two real emotions, and then everything else is a byproduct of it.
Okay.
And hate comes from fear.
That's what I was going to say.
You know,
being threatened.
Yeah.
So you think women are scared of strippers?
No, I think women hate that which threatens them. So a hot chick, for example, like you must get a lot of hate from chicks.
Well, yeah, I definitely have. Like I've been persecuted for over a decade because I did music videos. You didn't think I was responsible for racial genocide
for doing a fucking
music video, but I mean, and it's even though I've never stripped, I may as well have been one from the way that people perceive video models.
They lump it all into the same thing.
They lump it right into the same category.
They think all of y'all are sucking dick, all of y'all are fucking, for money.
Yeah.
That's what they think.
He had a good point. Say what you were telling me yesterday about that, about like when they call people a hoe.
Like, you have girls who'll be like, oh, such and such is a hoe. And you'd be like,
what the fuck constitutes as a hoe?
But that too,
yeah.
But how do you know?
Yeah.
Were you in the bedroom with her?
Because you can't prove a negative.
But what you're saying is like a guy will take a picture, or a girl will take a picture with.
Say you take a picture with somebody.
Jay-Z.
Then the next night you take a picture with Kendrick Lamar, whoever, and they be like, oh, she's fucking Jay-Z, she's fucking Kendrick.
Oh, I'd
but
be that.
You know why
girl.
a girl feels like that? A girl said that about another woman because that's what she would do
in that situation. So she's calling you a hoe because she knows
that she would probably do that.
That's what Charlamagne said yesterday. I was like, wow, that's what it is. So it's really, you're calling yourself a hoe when you're calling another girl a hoe. That's what it's really about.
I think that when women call each other hoes, I think that there's so much hypocrisy in that exchange, because I'm just like, okay, and you're Mary fucking Magdalene? You know what I'm saying?
The
she
bartender.
Was a prostitute, by the way. Mary Magdalene.
They say that. I think she was. They trying to kill Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene
maybe
got it worse.
Teresa.
Mother Teresa, yeah.
Okay, so maybe I should say Mother Teresa.
Killed Mary Magdalene.
That's what made Jesus cool. Jesus could really be cool to a whole new generation if they go with the prostitute story. It's like, if Jesus was hanging with a prostitute?
Yeah, he was out there.
He was out there.
He was in these streets.
He was in these streets.
in Jerusalem. Picking up hoes in Jerusalem.
What constitutes being a hoe?
I have not figured it out, because it's just like, you and I have this discussion about the hoe phase.
Yeah, that you must go through.
That Charlamagne and I have talked about this. He's like, every woman must go through a hoe phase.
You must, preferably
and
with me.
Dude.
And guy.
I don't think that a girl should trust a dude. I don't know when.
Right.
I don't think a girl should trust a dude that hasn't had a hoe phase, because you don't.
Doesn't your hoe phase last from like 10 to 45?
Shit, 45, 70.
I didn't lose my virginity till I was 17.
You're lying.
No bullshit.
You said you had your dick sucked at 9.
At
That's
8,
not
but I didn't
sex.
actually put I got molested, but that technically was molestation.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually put my dick in some pussy and pump and nut till 17. But at 8, my cousin's ex-wife was giving me head all the time. Oh yeah,
he didn't get molested by a family member that was blood.
Yeah, it was my cousin's ex-wife. She used to let me suck her titties, all of that shit.
And you were 8 years old.
8 years old. Only reason I made her stop is because she got a Jerry curl and I didn't like the smell. I'm dead ass. That's the only reason. Like, she used to be like, if you tell somebody I'm not gonna do it no more, and I never used to say shit. That's why when I saw Tyler Perry on Oprah and he was complaining about getting molested, I was like, what the fuck is wrong? I was like, what's wrong with me?
But wait, who was molesting him though?
He said it was a woman in his family. I'm like, I don't think no woman in your family is gonna make you feel that way. But I don't know. Then I saw the Antoine Fisher story.
No, he saw he was upset
too.
The neighbor or something like that. His friend's mom or something like that was making him fuck her. I remember seeing that when he was like,
sure you're not confusing this with Antoine Fisher?
Say what? You're
not confusing this with Antoine Fisher, are you? That happened to Antoine Fisher too.
Wait a minute, wasn't Antoine Fisher the guy that
wasn't Antoine Fisher a Tyler Perry movie?
No, Antoine Fisher was the movie where James Bond was teaching him how to write books and shit.
What?
what's the guy? That
You
played
seen
James?
Antoine Fisher with Derek Luke?
Sean Connery. Sean Connery was teaching him how to write books and shit. Wasn't that the?
I don't remember. Only thing I remember about that movie is him getting molested and then him going to confront the lady years later, and instead of getting some pussy, he screamed on her and said, "I'm still standing. You didn't break me," and took off running.
Well, I have never seen that movie, and now you just fucking spoiled it.
Oh, you
for
never
me.
seen Antoine Fisher?
No.
Oh, it was crazy.
I don't think that's Antoine Fisher.
It's not?
I think Antoine Fisher's the movie where the kid is going to the private school because he could play basketball, and then Sean Connery's the old white man that lives in the
Finding
projects.
Forrester.
That's Finding Forrester. Oh, that's not Antoine Fisher.
Yeah.
All right.
I've never seen either of these movies, by the way, so I don't know how I know the title.
Listen, we're brilliant idiots.
Weird.
Hey, that's what we do. All right, we
Doesn't
say
matter.
some brilliant shit, and then we
some
mix
idiotic
up
shit.
Antoine
It
Fisher.
don't have to be no facts or nothing.
Going back to the hoe phase, the hoe phase is like it's a period of discovery for a woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think any woman should even tiptoe near an altar before she's experienced
Absolutely.
the
Multiple
hoe
dicks.
phase. You know, because
Just real quick.
You're not ready to be nobody's housewife until you've been somebody's wife.
Real quick, baby, if you're listening, don't listen to any of this bullshit. You're a sweet,
How you know
beautiful woman.
how you know your girl
You need
hasn't
to
been through her
stay
whole phase
intact
already?
just the way that you are.
how do you know she hasn't gone through
We're
a
talking
hoe
about-
I don't
phase?
want to talk about it. My girl's an angel.
But this is the whole phase though. The whole phase don't have to be 10 guys.
Yeah.
It don't even have to be 5 guys.
No.
If you've only been with one guy your whole life, and then 1 year you decide to have sex with 2 guys,
Yeah.
that could be your whole phase.
Yeah.
That's all it could take.
It's
Yeah.
a period of experimentation
That's
where you
it.
find out your wants and your don't wants.
That's it.
That's what it is. It's,
Okay.
it just makes you more, I don't know, it's just open to...
It makes you more aware.
Yeah, it makes you more aware.
That's
It
the
makes
word
you
of the
more-
day, aware.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you more aware.
I went through it was things I wanted to do, like just being in the club and just walking up to a girl and being like, yo, you coming home with me tonight?
Yeah.
Just to see if it could happen. And it happened. Those
So-
are things that you have to go through for your whole
Rape.
phase.
You're talking about rape.
No, it wasn't rape. That wasn't
Okay.
rape. That
Okay.
wasn't rape. I said, you're going home with me tonight. We're going to fuck tonight. And she was
And
like,
then
okay.
she said, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is when I was doing radio in Columbia, South Carolina.
Was Wax standing over her going, uh-huh?
Wax was there. But
Hysterical. Wax is, oh
Wax
my
had his own
God.
prayer. Wax had his
Wax
own
rapes
prayer.
you with his eyes, okay? Wax rapes you with his eyes. Every time I'm around him, I feel sexually assaulted.
We're going to bring Wax
I
on
love
this
you,
podcast
Wax.
one day. One day we're going to bring Wax on this podcast.
Oh, dude.
Wax is the epitome of being a brilliant idiot.
It literally is. Literally is.
Yo,
Sometimes it's genius stuff he says, and then sometimes
it's mad ignorant.
sometimes he says that Woody Allen is the guy from Toy Story.
He definitely is.
That's what he says.
And he just found out that the earth rotates.
Stop it.
Somebody showed him a video of the earth rotating, and he was like, why is this shit spinning? And she was like, what do you mean, why is it spinning? He was like, why is it spinning? She's like, that's the earth rotating. He said, the earth does that shit? Seriously.
Wow. No, I don't believe you.
I'm
Yo,
dead ass.
this is
Oh,
Wax.
shit.
He's
That
a
should have been
character.
on video then.
Now let's talk.
That should have been on video.
Schulz was interested because he said I knew this, but you got discovered when?
I read.
Okay.
I did my little Wikipedia research.
Okay.
And I read that you got discovered bartending in Toronto. Is that accurate?
Not exactly. I
Okay,
was a
well, how-
bartender in Toronto.
But they didn't see you? Like, how did it work? How did you get discovered?
How did you make somebody aware of you? Aware is the word of the day.
Okay,
You
so
are great by branding this awareness.
Awareness.
You are hard, man. He must have a great title that has aware in it.
Where
that
there's a
t-shirt
way,
line or
there's a
something
way.
coming out.
Boom. He is literally a genius. You're like the Black Dom Draper. You know, from Mad Men?
Fuck Dom Draper.
Don Draper from fucking Mad Men.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Like,
gotcha.
he just thinks of shit. Like, if
Yeah.
you need a title for something,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, that's how his brain works.
I want him to manage me.
Why? Hey, PPM. You ever heard of his management company?
Proper pussy management. I teach girls how to properly manage their pussy.
Look, I'm Canadian. I'm gullible. I will believe whatever the fuck you say, and then
That's a real thing.
No, I do. I teach
It's
girls
a
how to
real
properly
thing.
manage
He
their
really
pussy.
tries
it's
to
called
manage
proper
girls.
pussy
Proper pussy
management.
management. It's actually, the title is, way more, catchy than it actually is. But actually, I'm just teaching girls empowerment. Teaching girls the value of their vagina.
Is it really called proper pussy
PPM?
management?
Proper
PPM.
pussy
I can't
management.
right now.
Yeah.
It reels you in.
You know, that's the reason why I never started a modeling agency, is because I was like, I'm not trying to manage a whole bunch of chicks' vaginas, because that's essentially what
That's
it
what
is.
it is.
I have to manage their careers and their vaginas and tell them who not to sleep with, because you're
Absolutely.
going to fuck your whole life up.
Wait, who can fuck your life up? Whose dick fucks your life up?
they get caught up on the wrong guys.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No disrespect to women out there, but anytime that you are managing a group of women, that's what you are doing.
You are.
You are properly managing their vaginas, because at some point in time they're going to come to you and talk to you about their man problems. They're going to come to you and talk to you about guys that are doing them dirty. They're going to talk to you about guys that they're interested
And that's going to
in.
get involved it's going to interfere with the work. Trust me, I know this from my own personal experience. Like when I was on BET, I was in a horrible relationship. Like it was terrible. He's nobody.
You date a lot of nobodies.
I do.
You're really giving that up.
Giving all that premium pussy to a bunch of nobody.
Angela called me out for that. She was just like, you better step your standards up.
You know what I think it is? I think that you are such you are not a cliche. Everything about you is not a cliche. So I think that you might put pressure on yourself to date regular dudes so that you're not that girl who's a model dating an athlete.
She's not living up to the stereotype people have of her.
Yeah, you're like, so I'm not going to be the stereotype, that you're giving it up to these bum-ass motherfuckers.
That could be very true.
Do you know what I mean? You need some PPM in your life.
Okay, manage my pussy. Thank you.
Word.
He just got him another client.
Hey, listen, I deserve a commission on getting you the client. That's what
true.
I think.
I never thought about. I never still looked at it from that POV.
Hold on 1 second. I have dated a few very famous people, but just no one knew about it because I keep it quiet.
You know who she dated, right?
Who?
Flow Rider.
You dated...
I know, stop.
You dated Juiced Up Nelly? How the fuck are you going to go date Steroid Nelly?
No, he's one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
Charlamagne, what was my response when fucking Envy was asking me, how did I end up dating him? What was my response?
He was like,
I don't know.
I was like, I don't have an answer for that. And then I thought about it. I was like, I don't have an answer for that. And I thought about it some more. I was like, I truly don't have an answer for that.
But you liked him. No, you liked him?
Let's wait for the book to come
He
out.
had a big ass.
Let's be real. He had some hit records, dog.
He did. No, he gets. He needs one
now.
He right over this.
He is huge in like the 15-year-old white girl market. He is a gigantic.
And in the 60-year-old woman market, my mother and my aunt both are like, oh yeah, we know his music.
Look, I'm hating for no reason. I think
Schulz wants to know the size of his cock neck.
I want to know the size of his dick.
He
definitely.
I don't know why. Schulz is intrigued by black men's penis size. He saw that sex tape with Mimi and that dude Nintendo, and he's been going crazy ever since.
I haven't been going crazy. Here's the thing. This is something I've noticed about black dudes. Black dudes will never admit that another guy has a bigger dick than them. Never. You are a liar, because every time, and if you do admit it, he'll only admit one dimension. He'll be like, it's longer, but it ain't fatter.
Homophobia is a virus in the African American community.
He compared two dicks to mine that weren't big as it was like, I got that.
You don't got that.
Ray J and the dude freaking Nokia. He tried.
You're not.
Okay, so
you're
then
not
stop
bigger
saying
than Ray
you have
J.
a small dick. Then I'm gonna need you to stop saying you have a small dick all the fucking time, because I've seen both of those because of their videos, and they're not
small.
Okay, forget I ever said that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ray J has a big dick.
Personally, I know you're rocking with something. You want to know why I know? You're a fucking tripod, okay? Because guys who are not like exorbitantly tall, they're like stocky and a little. That motherfucker's a tripod. I'm
She's
convinced.
knowing what a tripod is?
That's a tripod right there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So one of those
bam.
legs is your dick. That's what she's trying to say.
Bam.
Hell no.
I know. I'm convinced this motherfucker has a baby arm in his pants.
No, it ain't like
I don't
that.
think so. You
I
know
mean,
why I don't think so?
Why?
Because he talks. Because the other day he was telling me, he's like, listen, when you have sex with a girl, you gotta do something crazy so she remembers you. You gotta like, he goes, you gotta like turn the water on in the sink.
That's right.
Right, and then when you're hitting it from the back, dunk her head in the sink so you're kind of like drowning her.
Yes,
and
we
then
call
right
it-
before.
Wait, what?
We call that the inception.
No.
Now,
No.
hold up.
Yes.
Now my thinking on this is, at first I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool, and then next I'm thinking like,
She could die?
well, that's last I thought of.
Okay.
And then, but the next I'm thinking like, why would you need to do all this if you had a big dick? Like, if you had a big dick, she's gonna remember you when she tries to walk.
Okay, hold on. First of all, I
There's
just want
the
to say
truth.
one disclaimer. This is the part of the podcast where we start talking about dicks. Every podcast we have a dick segment. Okay, that's number one. And number two,
Hercules.
could you please tell him, Melly Mel,
Yes.
that just because you have a big dick, you still have to put in work. You can't just have a big dick.
Oh, I'm not that girl that will say that.
Thank you.
No, I will do all. If you come to the table with that, you could just lay there.
Oh,
Exactly.
You could just lay there, and I will do all the fucking work, because that
Exactly.
is just such a blessing, and I'm so happy for that.
She's like getting emotional right now.
But see,
I
my
feel like
thing
you
is-
just got an Oscar.
But the worst thing ever is like Mr. Perfect drops trow and he's just like chilling with Webster, and I'm like, oh fuck,
Webster.
man.
Webster
No.
was big. Webster would be big if he was a dick. Okay, Webster's only little because he's a person.
Wait, who's Webster?
You remember Webster?
Emmanuel Lewis.
Emmanuel Lewis, the guy that Michael Jackson used to walk around with. Imagine that was your dick.
If I had a whole person as a dick,
Yes.
that'd be dope.
No. What are you fucking? A horse at that point? An elephant? Like, where's that going?
Yeah.
No. There's some
Fuck
listen,
animals.
there's some penises that are just too big where I'll look at that and I'm like, no, that's a bladder infection. I don't need that shit.
But listen, don't you want a better story than just, yo, he had a big dick? Girls like, yeah, he had a huge dick. No, he had a huge dick,
Yo,
and he ran the water in the sink,
that is
and he
a good
fucking
story.
dunked my fucking head in the water. Like,
No,
what the
I don't
fuck?
need the
He
head
put Noxzema in my
story.
butt and held me up over the
Ew,
fucking
no,
air
that sounds
conditioner.
like that sounds like a infection waiting to
But
happen.
don't you want to? I would, as a man, I want her to be telling her friends some wild shit because all the girls talk. So I want it to be more than he had a big dick. That's no.
I mean,
headline.
I always say, I'm like, look, if that's what you come to the table with, you really don't have to have any moves. I'll just do all the work. But but the guys with the big dicks, they got moves. They got moves.
You know what it is? I don't even think that it's moves. I don't even think that we have moves like that. Let me tell you what it is. It's just everything feels that much better because it's a big dick.
God, it's true. Let me tell you something. Here is a fact. A woman will stay in a bad relationship if the sex is good and leave a good relationship if the sex is bad.
I
Hold on, I
understand
want to
that.
know how Schulz knows how big dick feels.
How do you know I don't got a big dick?
Oh, okay. But the way you said it just now, you said it like you felt the big dick before.
Yeah, in my hand.
Oh, okay.
How do you know I don't have a? See, this is the
Listen,
same
this- I just want
prejudice
you to know-
that you get that I get. People don't think that you're going to be smart and have opinions. People look at me and they think that I'm not going to have a sizable penis
Because of the white stereotype.
because of the white stereotype, which is the best stereotype ever.
Oh, no. White boys,
Look at this. Well, we know you're Canadian. You done fuck some white guys. They're going to only find Bahamian dudes in Canada.
I was dating a guy last year, and he
What kind of white, though?
was Swedish and Russian.
He must have had a huge dick because you started stretching and shit just now.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about dicks for 2 more minutes. Statute of limitations on dicks
Charlamagne's
runs
getting
out in 2 minutes.
uncomfortable. That
whatever
Target sweatshirt.
Whatever dick conversations y'all want to have, you have to get out in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, stuck on stupid. Sorry.
So he had a big dick.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was impressive. It
So-
was impressive.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say about dicks before we move on?
I'm just saying, I think that's a telltale sign when a guy doesn't have a big dick is when you hear him say stuff like, I go down on a girl for an hour.
First of all, if you're eating
Like,
pussy
what the
for an hour,
fuck
you're
are you
doing it
eating
wrong.
pussy for an hour
Exactly.
for?
There's no need for you to be eating pussy for
But
an
like,
hour.
why would you do that if you weren't insecure about, like, I eat pussy the same way I like try soup. Do you know what I
don't
mean?
like eating pussy?
No, I love eating pussy, but I'm not going to finish the soup. Do you know what I mean? I just eat, you know?
You know when I became aware that
Blow
I
on
like eating
it?
pussy? When I became aware that I was doing it wrong.
How
were
did you
doing
find
it?
out?
A girl told me.
Oh, yeah.
The OG?
No, it wasn't the OG. It was my homegirl in Columbia, South Carolina that I was fucking. And it was funny because me and her were friends.
Yeah.
We used to work together. We used to do radio together.
Yeah.
And we were like real close friends. We fucked, still were close friends. And we could keep it 100 with each other enough to say, look, Charlamagne, you don't know how to eat pussy. So she gave me a book called The Ultimate Kiss. And it taught me how to eat pussy. So when I learned how to do it the right way, when I became aware of how to do it the right way.
What is the right way?
Well, for me, it's off and on like a light switch. Just stay on the clitoris
Uh-huh.
and just go up, down, like you're flicking a light switch on and off.
See, for me, it's the...
Is that the right way, Melyssa?
I don't know. It's been so long.
What? How long has it been?
I don't remember.
Really?
What? Wait a minute, you haven't had sex or haven't had a guy go down on you?
How long has it been? I haven't had a guy go down on me in a while.
More than...
Ain't nobody out here eating Melyssa Ford pussy. I refuse to
Oh,
believe
no,
that.
listen, no.
No, guys want
There's a
to.
reason for that. I'm very, very funny about that. I don't, you just can't like walk in the door and then, hey, there you go. Like, I'm funny about that. Like,
Why?
I can date a guy for like
You don't believe in it?
6 months and,
Hey.
and won't let him into my apartment and won't have sex with him. Like, I can be very that girl with the chastity belt on.
Do you remember when eating pussy was the easy pass?
Hold on. Do you think...
Do you remember that?
Was never the way. It's never been the way to my heart.
Eating pussy was the easy pass at one point. It was.
You know what I always thought? It wasn't eating pussy. This was my goal growing up was if I could get up to this knuckle in a girl's pussy.
Fingering.
fingering. It was she didn't know how to make decisions anymore. You know what I mean? Like before you get up there, she's like, we really shouldn't do it. And the second you're there, it's like, you
That's
don't need
true.
a condom.
That's I know that moment as to when your decision making capabilities go astray on
You're
you.
like, I'm in this.
It may not necessarily be the second knuckle for me. It's just I just know that moment, and that moment is the greatest moment.
But that's what we thought eating pussy was. You're like, yo, let me eat your pussy.
No, because it can go so wrong. Like, and I hate when it goes wrong. I hate when a motherfucker is so bad that you just have to put your foot on his forehead and pick him off.
But that's the risk you take as a man, though, because if you do it right, it's the easy pass to the
I
pussy.
think the trick to eating pussy
I
is
haven't met very many men that know
the
how
fingers.
to do it right.
I think you got to go in there. This is what this girl taught me.
Okay.
You got to go in and then pull back and just rub like a couple inches on the inside and pull back while you're eating, while you're licking the clit. You're saying no.
No, I'm shaking my head because I'm like, I really have nothing on the horizon to even try this out.
Really?
Like, no.
But there is no shortage of mouths out here for you to partake in.
You know
Melyssa.
how picky I am.
Mm-hmm.
What do
you know that if there isn't, like, you know, all pistons firing, yeah. I'm just not going to entertain
So
shit
what do you
whatsoever.
do, though? Because you're a Virgo.
I'm
a Scorpio. Scorpio. You're a
Oh,
Scorpio.
word, I'm Scorpio.
Are you really? When's your birthday?
October 30th?
You
I'm November
horny
7th.
motherfuckers.
Yes, horny as fuck.
So what do you do?
I have like several vibrators.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Several. So what, like, when it's
They
a
have
heavy
different-
day, you
They have
use
different
another?
speeds
Really?
and different weight.
Different weight?
Mm-hmm.
What does the weight have anything to do with it?
I don't know. I could just tell I'm using a different one.
You know, there's not a lot of heavy dicks out here. So once you get back to the penis life, it's going to be all lightweight for you.
Yeah.
Well, no, because remember, a vibrator doesn't get inserted inside you. It's just something that you
On the
hold on
clitoris.
to. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I thought you put
Yeah.
that in.
No, I don't. I'm not a big fan of those. I'm
That's
not
why.
a dildos.
That's
I'm not
why
a big
you
fan of them.
find guys. That's why it's hard for you to find guys that can eat your pussy right. Because no guy's tongue can move like a goddamn motorized dick.
You ain't never lied. I'm probably gonna rub my clit right off with the vibrators that
You
I
know
use
what?
with the steam.
Here's where I disagree.
Hey, wax! Sorry, wax
It's
is
okay. She
here.
just saw Wax creepily looking at her, and she screamed like a rape was going to happen.
Wax
Just to
the-
let everybody know,
wax the-
that was a rape scream. That's usually the last thing a girl says before Wax gets her is Wax.
Famous last words.
Famous last words of every girl Wax meets. It goes Wax, and then you hear, "Shut up,
Give me that pussy, I'm gonna beat you up.
give me that pussy."
That is.
No, he actually said that to a girl before.
I believe
You
you.
walk into a girl in the club and say, yo, give me some pussy, I'm gonna beat you up.
I believe you.
That's the funniest.
And he-
I believe you.
Don't let him in here. Don't let him in here. Don't let him in here. You're on camera, Wax. You're on camera.
Hey, scratch that. Scratch that. That's wrong.
It was wrong.
It was
You were
wrong what you
absolutely
did to that
wrong what
girl.
you did.
Yeah.
Wax gets away with murder
Now, why is nobody eating your pussy again?
because you know I'm picky, and if all pistons are not firing, I just don't even bother. No.
Wax, you're not on microphone. We need you. He just said, nobody's eating it? Come here. Listen, come here.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. Hey, you better come here. I'm going to beat you up.
Exactly. I'm going to be hiding behind Charlamagne.
That's how PPM works.
Yeah.
Is Wax threatens you,
Yeah.
and then Charlamagne goes, I got your back. I got your back.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Wax, down.
I believe it.
Why are you so picky, though?
I have to be. You know this. I have to
Why?
be.
Do girls do stuff like call back pages and shit?
What?
Like back page? You don't know what back pages is? Back pages is some shit you can call and get pussy delivered to you.
Well, why would I want pussy delivered to me?
I mean,
He
not
means
pussy.
like
I'm saying dick. Would you do that for dick?
Really?
Yeah.
But let me ask
No, because God, what are you getting?
you, don't need that. You're a girl. They don't need that. The street is back pages.
But she's picky about what's on the street.
So,
I have
so you're
to
going to go to
be.
the internet? Come on.
Think about it like this.
Why do
Think-
you have to be picky?
Well, think about it like this. If I get involved with somebody, I'm getting involved with somebody. And so, like, I'm going to act like somebody, a normal person in a relationship. I'm going to want to do, you know, some freaky shit. Maybe take some pictures, maybe video, whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need my relationship, should it go badly or we break up, all over the internet.
Okay.
I don't need that to happen. And people, that's what the internet and that's what social media and that's what, you know, this day and age of sex tapes and shit like that has kind of done to us. It's kind of like, well, let me get her back this way or let me get my shine this way by, letting the whole world know how she really gets down or whatever the case is, when I was being authentic in this relationship. It takes me a long time to find somebody that not only do I feel like I can trust that what's going to happen between us stays between us, but two, that I want to be very intimate with, because I'm a Scorpio. I'm not just trying to do like, oh, we'll just do this, we'll just do that. No, I want to do everything. Okay. I don't want to be hindered by,
not knowing a person.
By not, exactly. Yeah. By not knowing, by not trusting. I don't want to be hindered. I want to.
Because you're used to taking it to level 10, so you want to be with somebody that you can take it to level 10.
Yeah, either I'm hardcore all the way in, or I don't take a step towards it. Like, I'm Scorpio. We don't do shades of gray. We don't understand it. There's no such thing as moderation to us. We are
hot, cold, off on.
Hot, cold, off on. That's it.
Wow, I don't know anything about the signs and shit, but I am very like that.
Yeah.
Off, on. That's it. And in a second, I could change.
Yeah.
In a second, something pisses me off, and I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So listen, you never explained how people became aware of you when you got to America in the first place.
Well, what happened was, it's so funny that I got discovered the way that I did, because I was known as like the brainiac. Everybody was just like, well, Melyssa, what does this mean? What does this movie mean? What does this word mean? Like, I was the nerd,
You were the brilliant one in a group of brilliant idiots. Well, probably just a group of idiots, period.
Group of idiots. Yeah. And so one day Little X comes to Toronto. He's from Toronto. Video director. And he had, started working with Hype Williams and was living in the U.S. now, and he was going to be directing a video in Toronto, and he was looking for the lead girl. And so his homeboys, who I knew, were taking him everywhere, showing him, the cream of the crop. And he was just like, nope, 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 to every girl. And they were like, okay, dude, what are you looking for? And he was like, I'll know her when I see her. He's a Scorpio.
Got him.
He's October 31st.
Get it.
He's like, I'll know her when I see her.
It's true.
And they were like, yo, we showed you everything. And so one of them said, well, what about Melyssa? And the other one was like, yeah, Melyssa. He's like, who's this Melyssa? And so they had a photo album. They had a picture of me in it. And because I'd known the two of them.
You were modeling already?
No, it was just a photo from a party.
A yearbook?
No, it's like these two guys, I was really good friends with them. I'd known them for years. Yeah. And so they were like, it was pictures from like a party. They had a photo album. It was it was before cell phones had cameras. So people actually had photo albums, physical, with the pages that lifted up and it's sticky and shit.
So you just had a bunch of pictures of you?
Well, no, a bunch of pictures of everybody.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was just one of the people.
Shit.
Yeah, no. Right. Wasn't a photo album just of me. It was a picture of me in there. And so he sees my picture. He was just like, call her now. And so they called me and they said, Little X wants you to do a video. I was like, the video director? They were like, yeah. I was like, why? And they were like, because he thinks you're pretty. I was like, okay. So I met him and I, became his muse. We're both Scorpios, so we really kind of just connected, just on a cerebral level, not like, we've never had anything.
You guys never did anything?
No.
You never had sex with him?
No.
Okay.
No.
Never.
But he's a tripod, and I do know this because a couple of my girlfriends fucked him, and they were like, baby arm. I was like...
he's short?
Yeah, he's like, what? He's probably about your height. And see, I'm convinced. Tripods.
Hey. She's talking about your dick.
Why the fuck you got a name like Little X if you got a big dick?
Well, he doesn't.
Okay,
he just goes by X now. He just goes by X now.
You want to talk about dick. That's what this is about. Don't put this on me. Okay, you bring up the dick
the
talk.
The Idiots podcast is past.
All right, sorry.
He just goes by X.
Tune in next week for a talk on Little X's dick. We'll be bringing in Melyssa's friends to see how they're walking.
That's hilarious. So he was just like, when I'm making waves in the U.S. and I'm going to start to recruit you to do music videos in the U.S. I was like, okay, whatever. A year later.
Real quick question.
Yeah.
Did people get you in Canada? Like, did they understand you? Here you're like this voluptuous chick. In Canada, was that hot? Like it is in the state, like when you came to the States, it was like.
Have you ever gone to Toronto?
Hell yeah, my girl's from Canada. I'm in Toronto and Quebec all the time.
You know what Toronto women look like.
I've never been to Toronto. I fucked a couple of Toronto chicks, but I've never been there.
Toronto women are.
I probably can't go there as much shit as I talk about Drake.
Yeah, maybe not. Or your felony.
Probably the felony.
The felony might have something to do with it.
So hold on, there's a bunch of girls in Toronto that look like you?
Toronto is known for having really nice, really smart, really beautiful women. And like when I say beautiful, I'm talking about the United Nations. Like you name a mixture of like fucking Ethiopian and German, you can find it there.
So it's not like you came
Moroccan
to the US.
and Japanese, you can find it there.
All right, so you were already hot in the streets in Toronto. Like you knew that people were interested in you. You knew that you were a beautiful woman, and what you had was attractive to people.
Yeah, but it was always kind of secondary.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think that's a cultural thing too. You know what I mean? Where it's like important to.
My parents never told me what I look like.
You're the same as my
Ever.
girl. My girl had the same.
I don't
exact
get it.
My parents never said you're beautiful, you're pretty. They never said anything.
You weren't aware of that? You weren't aware of the fact that you were beautiful and pretty? That you had a nice ass?
No, I
and
was.
breasts?
I had massive insecurities as a high school student
Really?
or like
No,
in
this
junior
is-
high and
Sarah's
stuff.
the same. Like even when it was so funny.
Sarah's Andrew's girlfriend.
My girl, and it was so funny when she was growing up. You know, she grew up in Montreal, but the same thing. Like even when my dad complimented her mom on her kids, like she's like, "You have some beautiful kids," and her mom goes, "Well, they're really good people too, and they're really sweet, and they're very smart."
Sounds like a Canadian response.
And it was almost, and it was like weird because my dad's just trying to say, hey, compliment. That's a very maybe American thing to just say, hey, your kids are good looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when did you start growing titties and ass? Like
I was about to say that was part of where my insecurity came from because I have that ugly duck turned into a swan story. I was fat with an afro in, probably my grade 5 year, so I was about 10. So 10 to about, 9 to 11 and a half, I had put on weight. I had an afro. I was not cute, like.
So, I mean, your parents probably were right by not calling you pretty and stuff.
No, but I was a really cute kid, and then I went through that awkward phase. That was my awkward phase.
Sure.
And then once I hit junior high, grade 7. And, I'd spent the summer running around, chasing my friends, playing tag and stuff like that. And then my dad took me to a hairdresser, and I got my hair relaxed for the first time. And suddenly I had this little tiny waist and these hips and this ass. And I didn't really realize it until the boys started following me around school like I was the Pied Piper, and I was so uncomfortable. Why? Like I would hide in classrooms. I didn't want to leave school without somebody walking with me.
Really?
Because I was like, what
so
is their
funny,
problem?
yeah.
Like, why do they keep fucking with me? And I didn't understand. It was because their hormones were raging.
That milkshake.
Yeah.
You had that milkshake.
All
bringing
the
to
boys
yard.
in the motherfucking yard.
Word.
And then I started to encounter girls hating me. I was like, I just want to be your friend. What did I do? And I could not understand what I had done to them. And it was just
You know what that's about?
It was the light-skinned curvy girl thing.
This is what it's about, and I understand it for girls, and it's why we don't feel as jealous with guys. Is that I think girls on some level know that the thing that initially attracts guys is how a girl looks.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do to how you look. You look that way, that's it.
Yeah.
Right? So when you see a girl that's prettier than you, not you personally, but a girl sees a girl that's prettier than her, she goes, I can't be prettier than that girl. So I gotta tear her down so that they don't get attracted to her, they get attracted to me.
And that's what once I got to high school, because my body continued to develop even more, and most of the girls hadn't developed to that point just yet. Even in high school, they were running around still playing sports, they were tomboys. So I was kind of an early bloomer, so I'm walking around with like my mother's body, like my mom is like this fucking Viking, with these boobs and then this waist and then these hips. My God, she used to give my father a heart attack whenever she'd put on a bikini and when we'd go on vacation. He was like, Barb! But I was my mother's child, and all the girls used to call me fat. And I really thought the curves were fat, and I was so insecure, and I just wanted to be skinny. I wanted my ass to go away. If I could have given it away, I would have. Like, I was so ridiculously
You were the original
insecure.
person that I heard girls say, oh, it's fake. Because that's girls' go-to now. Because that's the other thing. What you said about how girls can look at a woman and say she's pretty, girls can also look at a woman and you can see all a woman's attributes. You can see her breast. You can see her ass. And know, as a woman, oh, I don't have that. So a woman's first initial reaction is, oh, that's fake.
That's a great point.
But here's the thing: is if you look at all the girls who have plumped up fake asses, look at their thighs. They're skinny. They're twigs. I got a lot. I got a lot of thigh. I've always been built this way.
That
like,
fake
always.
shit is so funny because I was fucking around with Carly, I think, and this annoys
Carly
me.
Aquilino
Carly
from Girl
Aquilino
Code.
from Girl Code. I realize this. Nothing annoys a girl without fake tits more.
Than a girl with fake tits.
No, than acting like you don't know a girl has fake tits. So I was.
Oh no, not even just tits, ass too.
Or ass too.
Yeah,
I was saying this. I was like, yeah, April Rose, man, her boobs look so big. It's amazing that they're real. And then Carly's like, those aren't real. What are you talking about? I'm
Be
like,
so quick to say
they're
it.
real. They're absolutely. What are you talking about? She's all natural. She's like, are you stupid? Like, she started getting angry at me. You're stupid, right? You
No,
know,
girls do that. Like that's
Are they friends on the show?
they're friends.
they're friends. Like that's not. I mean, it's not hate. And it's not even being catty. It's just that's how girls are.
Because now it's like, wait a minute, you're comparing me to that? You know what I mean? If they're both real, now you get compared to each other. You know what I mean? You're in the same category now. So it's like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to have that shit.
Yeah.
You know? Because that's what, we don't get competitive like that. Because let's say Charlamagne is better looking than me, right? I know.
True.
I know. Well, whatever. I know. I know. All I got to do is be more successful than him.
You guys compete.
Do you know what I mean? Like
men compete on a completely different level.
Hold on, though. You're right. You're right.
We're not talking about bitch assness.
No, I'm true. But Schulz, I'm gonna tell you something else. I knew a dude, and he was rich, like rich. He was rich. His wife was rich. He had a big car, jewelry, and everything. When I first came to New York, so a lot of these New York chicks wanted to get at me and was trying to get at me. I heard him on the phone say, "Oh, good. Oh, you think Charlamagne's fly? He don't got no tools though. He don't got no car. He don't got no jewelry."
Well, his
none of that
identity was wrapped up in all his fucking toys. So you could just show up with your Target t-shirt and you're good to go. He's got to, do a whole bunch of extra shit. You don't have to do a thing.
Absolutely. And that's your point, Schulz. You said that a guy feels like all he has to do is be successful, but that's not necessarily always the case. Because this guy he was more successful.
But he equates his tools, his cars and stuff, to the same thing that a girl would equate with your body.
His virility is wrapped up in his toys, whereas, I gotta turn that off. Whereas with women, it's the exact opposite, where if a woman enhances herself, therefore she's cheated. You know what I'm saying? She's like, she's skimmed the deck. Yeah. So a woman is just like, whereas a guy is like, the comparison that you guys make to each other is based upon your enhancements for the most part. Whereas a woman, if you compare one woman to another, the first thing that woman's going to say is just like, don't compare me to some bitch who's enhanced herself. She wouldn't be fly if she hadn't done that. Whereas it's like, it's
how come a woman doesn't have to have things?
Well, because she does. She is the thing. She is the car.
That's that right there.
She is the boat.
She's just another thing that we want to be successful for in order to obtain.
You know what? She qualifies us.
Yeah.
We're qualified by girls. The girl is the ultimate boat. It's the ultimate yacht. Like, it don't matter how nice your yacht is. If you don't have a bad bitch on your yacht, you ain't shit.
It's true. It's
so
true.
Like,
what's the point of the fancy car? What's the point of the yacht? What's the point of all the material conspicuous bullshit if you don't have a woman around you to be like, oh my god, that makes you so great, like,
or to qualify to other people?
Yeah, exactly. So I got this, and here come the pretty girls. One of the greatest lines ever said in a movie, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Marilyn Monroe. She was like, there is no difference between a woman with beauty and a man with money. Absolutely no difference. But we're persecuted for using our beauty to get what we want, but yet the man with the money, that's expected of him.
And that's what you were saying earlier, which is, why is it when a girl buys fake tits, right, to be desired more, whatever, confidence, yada, yada, yada. But let's say she buys fake tits and buys fake ass, right, to be desired. We look at her like she ain't shit. But a guy can buy a Bugatti and he's a boss.
I still look at him like he ain't shit either.
You might, but I think most people.
I'm just hating though.
But all right,
just hate.
But you know what I'm saying. But that is we're both buying something to enhance our value in the eyes of others. But if a girl does it, she's insecure. She ain't shit.
Yeah.
She's she's
the
whack.
double
She don't
standard usually
love herself.
is not in our favor.
And I go back to my word of the day: aware. As I grow older and become aware of what real money is, I realize that a lot of these guys that have those things, they're not living that way anyway. That's not who they really are. So it don't impress me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're corny.
If you have to buy a whole bunch of toys and tools and extra bullshit in order to, create a sense of happiness, you're the most miserable motherfucker on the planet. Trust me, I've seen it.
And on the flip side, girls that go out and get all these enhancements don't impress me either unless it's working for them. Like if you're just a corny ass girl who went and got a big ass just to walk around with a big ass, that does nothing for me. But if you went and got a big ass and you actually turned it into something, like, you know,
I guess you're working it. If you're working it, like then you respect it.
Yeah. It ain't just about the tools with me no more. Like, I want to know that you really have it. You know why Jay-Z's considered a boss? Number one, we know he really has it. And he has a girl that's beautiful, that's solidified.
She qualifies everything.
But it's because she really has it. And she got it the right way.
Yeah, that's true.
It ain't like Kim with
yes.
Kanye. Because Kim has it, but we don't respect how she got it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that statement that, you know, that's how Beyonce is viewed in comparison to Kim in terms of their level of success. Beyonce, it seems like her level of success was, you know, she worked very hard for it. She deserved it because we actually watched her process of evolution, you know, professional evolution. Yeah. And she guarded her reputation, you know, in comparison to. So that's why she is seen as more of a prize, of a get.
You know what I love about American culture? We respect new money over old money. Like, we respect Jay and Beyonce because of the come up, you know,
because they acquired it the way that we can acquire it.
Exactly, right? But if, like, we don't really have the same respect for, oh, his dad is an oil tycoon.
Absolutely not.
We don't give a fuck. Like, that don't impress me.
I met Steve Aoki.
Oh, Aoki.
Steve Aoki, right? And
the DJ. He's a DJ. Yeah.
Worth $28 million.
Okay.
I'm listening to him. I love money talk because I want to know how.
His father owns Benihana's, right?
His father owns Benihana's.
Yeah. So he was rich as fuck.
He
was rich as fuck, generational wealth, rich fuck.
When he told me that, I was like,
but you'd never know it.
A little respect. I was like, wait a minute, huh? I thought you came up not even from nothing, but then I still respected it because he was like, but I'm a DJ. Like, my dad didn't even want me to do this.
Yeah.
So he took his own path. So
no, there is something there.
Yeah. And his sister's a supermodel.
But then again, his father probably gave him money for equipment and everything else. You know what I mean?
Possibly, but you can't buy talent.
You can't buy talent, and also you can't buy.
He's a super nice guy.
Great guy.
You can't buy motivation. That's what people sleep on. You gotta want it in this business. Hunger.
Yeah.
So it's like, and to be honest with you, the prince of the king who won the war is lazy. You've seen every movie. The spoiled prince, he doesn't have it
Prodigal
in him.
son.
The prodigal, is that the term? The prodigal son.
Yeah.
They don't have it in them. They don't have the grind because they never had to grind for anything their whole life.
Right.
So if you got that kind of drive and you came up in that household, it's almost harder because you never had to work for food. You know, so if you want it, it's like when I see a white guy as a doctor.
And, in Asian culture, they don't coddle their kids.
Okay, fair.
And they tend not to coddle their kids, even if they have wealth. They tend not to coddle them. You're going to understand hard work.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was saying about the white guy being a doctor. Like,
Yeah.
when I see an Indian be a doctor, that doesn't impress me because I know your parents forced you to do that since you're 9. But when I see a white guy just be a doctor, I was like, you didn't have to do this. Like, you must have really wanted to be a doctor, you know?
That's how I feel when I see white people that are rappers. I don't know about doctors. Doctors make sense. Rappers, not so much. I'd be like, yo, you could have been a fucking politician. You could have been the president of the United States
What
of
do you
America.
do? You must really want this.
I said, fuck, yo.
Yeah.
Motivation is a key thing, right? We went and talked to some kids yesterday. They had some kids up at MTV, and we talked to them. I can't remember the name of the group. I don't remember, but it was from my man Paul Ritchie and Candida. And I remember texting Schulz last night, and I said to him, yo, do you think we really motivated those kids and told them the right things? Because here's my thing. It's hard for me to motivate people because when somebody asks me how I got to where I've gotten to, all I can do is tell them my story.
Yeah, but your story is not reflective of what's going on in their life.
I didn't. I graduated high school and night school. I sold crack. I didn't do the go to college. Like, it don't. It's
Here's
not
the game
sexy.
plan, kids. Sell some crack. Fuck some crackheads. Work for Wendy Williams for free.
Like, it sounds like, in hindsight, it's like, yo, what the fuck? How did this happen?
Yeah.
But that's why I don't like to tell people my story, because my story is not your story. My story is not, how you're going to get there. All I can do is tell you, do what works for you. Don't do what worked for somebody else. Same thing with you.
Yeah.
Everybody's not. Little X isn't going to just hey, I was looking in the yearbook or whatever, and I want her to be in the video, or you know what I'm saying?
Or not even that. Like, it's not even being found what's sustained. Like, we were just talking about this. You know what I mean? Like, you were talking about how young girls today, you know, they don't have it. You know
they don't understand what it is, you know, and
to sustain a career.
Yeah, they really.
I don't think we know what it is. I think in hindsight we can look and say this is what it was, but we never knew what it was.
Yo, that's a good point. Like, you have drive, right? You just have drive. That's all you. If you have drive, that's all you fucking have, right? And then that's when you go. For example, you went, I'm gonna work for free. I'm gonna work for fucking free of that shit.
But
because you have long-term goals, and you know how that's going to add to it. You know, like you have to have also, you know, not just drive, not just ambition, but you also have to have discernment. You have to be able to understand, is this a lateral move or is this going to move me on up? Like, if I do this now, what tools am I? I may not be getting a paycheck, but I might be walking away with some real knowledge, wisdom, and experience that's going to be so much more valuable than a paycheck later on in the future. I think kids just, you know, the younger generation, they just kind of bounce around. They just kind of haphazardly just do shit just to do it, and, you know, shit on the floor, put it on YouTube, and there I'm famous. Yeah, the whole concept of fame really kind of plays a role into people's objectives and their intentions and their desires these days, whereas that's not what we were trying to do. We weren't trying to be famous. Fame was a byproduct of success. Now it's the ultimate goal.
Absolutely.
And
I told some
bullshit.
kids. I told the kids yesterday. I said, a lot of y'all won't even recognize opportunity if it's not a dollar sign attached to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids nowadays, like, if I'm not getting paid, then I don't want to be involved, or how much am I getting, yada, yada, yada. No, just recognize the opportunity, because if you do well at this now, you'll get paid for it later.
Yeah.
A lot of kids don't understand that.
They don't understand that in anything that you make a lot of money at the top, you will make nothing
at the bottom.
Right.
Not a fucking red cent.
And that's why there's so much at the top.
Yeah.
Because you got to go through shit. You got to do the Shawshank, crawl through the fucking shit to get
come
there,
out clean.
because there's so much bread at the top that they need to weed out all the people who don't really want it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure in your business, I definitely know in stand-up comedy, you know what I mean? Like, now I can make a living at stand-up, but in the beginning, you're just begging people to come into shows on the street.
The cream of the crop really rises to the top.
But you got to weed people out. It's it's honestly like being a doctor in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know, going through med school is hard as fuck, and half of that is just weeding out the weaklings.
Yeah.
So how do we tell kids? How do we tell them how to make it?
I don't think you could tell them how to make it. I think you hit it on the head before when you said you can't tell someone how to make it. You can just give them the drills. You know, have drive if you want it. Be willing to work for free. And then what we were saying yesterday in the meeting, go for greatness, not money. When you're great, there is always a paycheck attached to it.
And I'm a reader, so, you know, I'm always reading self-help books, whether it's The Power of Intention by Wayne W. Dyer, The Law of Attraction, you know, 48 Laws of Power, whatever. I do believe your thoughts become things.
Yeah.
But my problem with a lot of motherfuckers is these kids will be like, I want to be a rapper. That's not your dream. Those aren't your thoughts. That's just what you see working for other people. So you adopt that as yours. You got to find out what works for you.
Yeah.
You know what? A lot of times you get what you want. No, you always get what you want in life. You just don't realize what it is you really want.
Absolutely.
So I see this with a lot of comedians. A lot of comedians just want to be around comedy, but they don't really want to be a comedian. So they stop excelling once they're around comedy. Once they're hanging out, they're doing a couple shows, they have friends that are comics, all this other stuff. And they stop excelling, and they go, wait. They don't go, why am I not excelling? They don't need to excel. That was their goal.
They just did enough just to get in the door, because getting in the door really was their
That's
ultimate
all
goal.
they wanted.
That's all they wanted. You know.
Boom. That goes back to your point, and we discussed fame a little bit last week, but that goes back a lot last week. But that goes back to your point about how these kids, that's their goal.
Yeah.
Once they get
in
around
the door.
it,
but they wouldn't know what to do with it once you get in the door. Now what?
They're like, you ever seen the episode of Road Runner when Wile E. Coyote caught the fucking Road Runner? Did you ever see it?
Oh, no. I thought you were joking.
He did.
Oh,
he didn't know what to fucking do with it.
So he let him go.
He let him go.
That's great.
He did not know what to fucking do with the Road Runner. He caught the motherfucker and was just standing there like, holy shit, I got him. and he didn't know what to do, and I heard beep beep, and the motherfucker took off. But that is a good analogy of how whatever it is you're chasing, damn, once you get it, what are you going to do with it?
No, here it is. It's know exactly what you want and have multiple goals. Like I remember for me, for stand-up, the first goal was I want to be undeniably funny. So that's all I cared about. And I said to myself, I need to get on stage to be undeniably funny. So I found ways to get on stage regularly. I know I did a show. I asked people to come to shows. I asked people off the street to come to the shows. Next thing I said, in order to take it to the next level, I need good stage time. How can I get good stage time? I need to be on television, so I'm a draw in some way or offering something to the club that's putting me on, right? That's when Guy Code popped up. Like, and again, it's speaking things into existence, but also analyzing shit. Looking at the world. If I'm a rapper, I'm gonna look at other rappers, see what they're doing that's successful, see the things that people are doing that works. You know what I mean? Not just going. I'm gonna be a rapper. And also
pay attention to the shit that ain't working for people.
Even more so.
Yes.
That.
Watch who is failing miserably.
Yes.
Or watch who had it, like was in the position to attain it, but then fell short. Because, I mean, in this day and age of transparency, you're going to find out what happened, or at least some semblance of what happened. You just pay attention to the people that are just, like, doing shit the wrong way and the ones that seem to be doing things the right way. I mean, doesn't Jay-Z seem like he just did everything right? Like, I'm sure he's had a couple of missteps.
He's had a lot of missteps
along the way. But no one really knows anything about them. Like, his missteps, he knew what his ultimate goal was. And his missteps never prevented him from keeping on pushing.
But that's the beauty of life. Like,
some people will let being discouraged by a misstep,
hold them back
and say, fuck it, this ain't for me. Like,
you need the missteps. The missteps is what make you great.
Yeah.
It's
character.
I can't remember what commercial it is, but Michael Jordan, he's like, it's not about how many shots I hit or how many missed or whatever. Some shit he says.
I miss blah, 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 blah,
I miss blah, blah,
13,000
blah.
shots. Yeah,
yes. But he's like, he was aware of that, and that's what made him great.
Yeah.
He was aware of all his mistakes, and being aware of his mistakes is what made him great. And guess what? Once you get to that level of greatness where you've done what you're supposed to do, nobody remembers the fucking mistakes anyway.
Fame is a vapor.
They don't even run video. What is it?
Fame is a vapor. Popularity is an accident. Riches take wings. The only thing that endures is character.
I agree.
Horace Greeley said that.
I agree. And nobody even remembers your mistakes. We don't even fucking... nobody ever mentions Michael Jordan's last 2 seasons with the Wizards.
Success erases mistakes.
Everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Success, forget it. And it's funny watching what works and what doesn't work. We were at that Sports Illustrated live interview. We did this interview for Sports Illustrated. And I noticed when we were doing the press how you operated in those things. And I learned from it, right? Because I'm paying attention to people who do things well.
You're aware.
And I was aware. I was like, I'm gonna be aware. And it was like you knew the questions that we were going to be asked, and you had short bites that were ready for it. So instead of just us fucking around in the interview and we're joking around about our shirts, you had these short bites that were ready for the interview. And I looked and I saw the stuff that Sports Illustrated posted later on the internet, and both were the short bites that you had ready.
Headlines.
It was headlines, and it blew my mind. I was like, okay. Now, in these opportunities, I got to have short shit ready that they could post on Twitter, and then other blogs or whatever pick those up and just have those ready. And if I don't have some shit ready, the other thing that you told me, or I don't know if it was you, we were talking about this, was speak about shit that you know and you'll sound smart.
Absolutely.
So if I don't know some shit, I'll bring it back to whatever the fuck
I know. Even if you ask me a question,
I will answer some other.
Matter of fact, ask me some shit right now that you know I don't know nothing about.
Okay. Black dick. What do you like about black dick? What is your favorite thing about black dick?
The thing about black dick is I have one, obviously.
Yeah.
But pussy. Pussy is what I like. You know what I'm saying? I like pussy because I like pussy because it feels good. It's wet and it needs my black dick in order to feel good. But see, I bought it, but I only mentioned black dick twice in that whole thing.
And you didn't even talk about black dick.
Talk about pussy.
And no, but I'm learning that shit. But maybe that's something to speak to people. It's like, see what works, see what doesn't work.
Yeah.
See what works, and then fucking apply it to
y'all
yourself.
keep using the word see and watch. But it's all about being aware. That's
He's
all
got a
it's
t-shirt line
about.
coming out. I fucking know it. A
It's
t-shirt
stupid
line
that
is
he doesn't have a
a
t-shirt
hat
line.
line.
Even when Schulz broke down his comedy career, he was aware you were aware of exactly what you wanted to do, when you wanted to do it, why you wanted to do it.
I was aware of all that.
When I started doing radio in 1998, I was aware that I said I want to be a super jock. I looked at Tom Joyner, I looked at Doug Banks, I looked at Wendy Williams, I looked at Howard Stern, I looked at Steve Harvey, those guys. I said, I am aware that I want to be like that. I don't want to be like the guy in Missouri who comes on in the afternoon.
Singular focus.
That's it.
Yeah, singular focus.
That's it.
Because if you operate like how I have in the past, I know what it's like to be confused by what it is that you want to do. Like I've been in the business for about 14 years and done a bunch of things, television actress, film actress, hosting on both radio and TV, and there was a period in which it kind of like I didn't even know what the fuck my brand meant anymore. That's the worst time is when
No awareness.
Yeah, I lacked awareness, and it took years in order for me to rein it all back in and understand who I am and be very self-aware. It took a very long spiritual journey in California with some help.
Let's
We were
plug what
talking
we need to
about
plug.
while we were on the break.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's. So that first of all, that wraps up the Brilliant Idiots podcast for today.
Titled "Where There's a Where, There's a Way."
Where there's a where, there's a way.
Yeah.
And Charlamagne always has a nice sound send off that explains really what this podcast is.
I mean, basically, for anybody out there that's listening who can't find their way, who's not aware of what it is that they want to do, I guess basically what we just told you is be aware of what it is that you want to do. Be aware of why you want to do it, and make it happen. That's why I say where there's a where, there's a way. Once you find awareness, you will find your way.
And if during this podcast you felt aware that you felt this sense of awareness that we were brilliant.
Oh, well, you don't want to plug what you want to plug first?
Well, I was going to do that at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. But, as I always say, if you're listening to this podcast and, you're like, wow, those guys are brilliant, you're right.
You're absolutely right.
But if you listen to this podcast and you're like, yo, those guys are idiots, you're right, too.
100%.
That's why it's called Brilliant Idiots.
So Melyssa, why don't you plug what's going on?
That's a very clever title. I like Brilliant Idiots.
Who do you think thought of it? This fucking
I'm
title
not
machine
surprised.
over here.
I'm not surprised because he's fucking...
No,
yeah.
Somebody called me a brilliant idiot. Bethany.
Really?
Yes, she was like, you say the smartest, dumbest things. She said you're like a brilliant idiot. And I was on her show, and when she said that, I was like, holy shit.
But
that's
funny.
about being aware. You have to be aware of everything.
Yes, no, I know. And he is the king of the soundbite. I am very long-winded. I think that's a Scorpio thing.
It might be.
God damn.
That's why
I love
podcast
this
is great
astrology.
for us.
You just get to blame all your shit on something else.
Totally, yeah.
Oh, it's just
but
great.
Scorpios are not like we're kind of nuts. We have a little bit of psychosis, some neuroses kind of mixed in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm ratchet and righteous. He knows this.
That's why you need podcasts.
Yeah,
Because you're long-winded. Schulz is long-winded.
Yeah.
Well, then shit.
I'm long-winded too, but I'm aware of that fact. But I'm also aware that people take in the world in 140 characters or less.
You know what we should make people aware of? The shit that you want to plug.
Well, Blood, Sweat, and Heels on Bravo. We just got approved for second season.
Ooh,
so,
you heard it here first.
And so we're going to be filming in a little bit, in a couple months.
Absolutely, that's great.
Uh-huh.
Anything else? Where can they find you?
Where can they? Oh, Miss Melyssa Ford on Twitter and the Melyssa Ford on Instagram. And whatever. Don't say anything about why it's not the same thing, but yeah, that's the best place to find me right now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You could definitely check me and Carly Aquilino in Portland, Oregon, May 8th through 10th. We're going to be performing at Helium Comedy Club. So if you're out there, make sure you come check us out.
Where are you going to be? Colorado, you said?
No, Portland, Oregon.
Oh, Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be out there.
So bad because the weed is legal now.
Yo, you love weed. I didn't realize you're a weed head like that.
Bin Laden blowing up the spot?
Wait, what do you mean? So I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, I
What do you
see.
mean? Say no to drugs
Yeah, okay.
until they're legal.
Okay. Hey, they're legal in places.
Yeah, Colorado.
All right. So when this airs in Colorado, you're good.
Colorado, Washington State, California.
You know all of them.
I lived in Cali for 4 years. What do you want from me?
I got you. That's fine.
Don't forget about What the Wednesdays.
Hey, listen, What the Wednesdays, every Wednesday you got to tune in to MTV2 because we got Guy Code at 11 o'clock.
I live for Guy Code. That shit is hilarious.
You heard it, co-signed. And then we got my show coming right on after Guy Code. It's Jobs That Don't Suck at 11:30. So make sure you watch both of those shows every Wednesday. And just hit me up on Twitter and Instagram, Andrew Schulz, SCHULZ, no T.
That's right. And don't forget to subscribe and rank this podcast.
You can also subscribe.
So yeah,
You can also do that.
and rank this podcast. Melyssa Ford, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And Charlamagne, what you plugging, man? Listen every morning, The Breakfast Club. Come
The
on.
Breakfast Club, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, and whatever is on MTV too. That's all I bring.
And Revolt.
No.
Okay.
But yes, you can watch us on Revolt as well. All right. Thank you for listening.
Thanks.
Peace.